During his annual State of the League address Friday, Commissioner Roger Goodell spoke about the NFL's controversial overtime rule. Some are maddened by the sudden death aspect of overtime, believing the team that wins the coin toss will most likely win the game.
There's a lot of debate about all overtime rules, including the college's overtime rules. We'll look at that. We'll look at every alternative. We'll try to come up with something that we think makes sense. We haven't. We think the rule we have is a terrific rule, and it served us well.
That confidence notwithstanding, Goodell presented numbers the competition committee has to consider. At the very least, they show a trend that favors the team that gets the ball first in overtime.
Historically, about 30% of the games in overtime are decided with the team who wins the coin flip scoring on the first possession. That number has risen to about 47%, and I think that's significant. And I think it's something our committee needs to look at. When you couple that with the fact that our field goal kickers are much more accurate than they have been in the past, that is a danger. So we have talked about different concepts, and the committee will discuss this.
One solution is barring the team that wins the toss from kicking a field goal on the opening drive of overtime.
It's been considered before, and I'm sure we consider it among the alternatives. There are other ways of addressing the field goal on the first drive. And I think it is something the competition committee needs to consider.
Among other solutions that have been raised is a rule preventing the team that gets the overtime kickoff from having advantageous field position.
Should we move the kickoff so that the ball, theoretically at least, would be the drive would start further back? Could you just take the ball and place it at the 20 or 25-yard line and force the team to drive down? If they do, and they kick a long field goal, they deserve to win.
As for the topic of a new collective bargaining agreement, Goodell agrees with the players' union that a new deal will be reached. The owners are opting out of the old one after the 2010 season, but there is no work stoppage looming.
I'm optimistic that we're going to be able to sit down with the union and reach an agreement that will continue our labor peace and allow the players to continue to flourish, but most importantly, allow the owners to continue to invest in the game.
In fact, the league and the players have worked so well together, the last NFL strike took place more than 20 years ago, in 1987. Goodell did reject a call by the union for the league to open up its books. He also called an assertion by the Players Association that the average profit per team of the NFL last year was $24.7 million, completely inaccurate. Covering the Super Bowl, Jim Militello, The Associated Press, Tampa.